The restaurant hostess looked at me with pity as I sat alone at the table for two, surrounded by anniversary decorations I'd specially requested. "Would you like to order, Mrs. Wilson?" she asked gently. I checked my phone one last time. No messages, just his brief text from an hour ago. "Sorry, honey, emergency work situation." Rain check. I smoothed my red silk dress, the one I bought specifically for tonight, and smiled. "Actually, I'll take the whole bottle of Chateau Lafite 1869. Her eyes widened. It was their most expensive wine, at $230,000 a bottle. "Are you sure, ma'am?" "Absolutely." I pulled out my platinum card. "And please join me. I believe we both know my husband won't be coming." As she hesitated, my phone buzzed with an Instagram notification. There he was in the background of his secretary Amanda's story, laughing at what appeared to be a rooftop party, his arm casually draped around her waist. The caption read, "Best boss ever. Hashtag work family, hashtag Friday nights." The hostess, Sarah, saw the photo and finally sat down. "Men are trash," she declared, pouring us both a generous glass. I raised mine in a toast to trash taking itself out. What my husband David didn't know, what nobody knew, was that this trophy wife had been orchestrating the biggest business coup of the decade. While he was busy working late with Amanda, I'd been working with a team of lawyers and investment bankers, slowly acquiring shares in his company through various shell corporations. You know what's funny? I mused, savoring the wine that cost more than David's first car. He always treated me like I was just decorative, the pretty, silent wife who gave up her career to support him. He forgot that before I married him, I had an MBA from Wharton and was out-earning him. Sarah leaned forward, intrigued. "What happened?" "He convinced me to step back, said one big career was enough for our marriage." I was young in love, so I agreed. I smiled, remembering my naivety. Then came the late nights, the business trips, the young secretaries who kept getting younger while I apparently got too old. My phone pinged again, this time an email confirmation. The final shares had been transferred. As of 9 p.m. on what should have been our anniversary dinner, I owned 51% of Wilson International. But you know what they say about idle hands, I continued showing Sarah my phone. I got bored playing housewife. Started investing, making connections. Turns out, a lot of people in business remembered me from before, and were happy to help me quietly buy into my husband's company. Sarah's jaw dropped as she read the email. "You own everything," I finished. "The company, the buildings, even that rooftop where he's partying right now. And on Monday morning, the board will vote on new leadership." I pulled out an envelope and handed it to Sarah. "That reminds me, this is for you. I've been watching how this place is run, how the staff is treated. You're wasted as a hostess." She opened it to find a business card with my private number and a job offer, Director of Hospitality Operations for my new hotel division. Her eyes filled with tears. "Why me?" "Because while my husband was ignoring me at company events, I was watching everything. You're smart, capable, and deserve better than this." Just like I did. I stood up, smoothing my dress. "The question is, are you ready for a change?" Sarah stood too, determination replacing tears. "When do I start?" "Monday. I'm going to need a strong team for what's coming." I left enough cash on the table to cover the wine and a generous tip for the other staff. As I walked to my car, another notification popped up. A text from David. "Working late tonight, don't wait up." Behind it, I could see Amanda's latest story update. "Best night ever with the boss. Hashtag work perks." I typed back, "Don't worry, honey. I have some work to catch up on myself. See you at the office on Monday." Then I called my pilot. "James, get the jet ready. I think I'll spend the weekend at the island." I smiled, picturing David's face when he realizes his trophy wife now owns his company. "Oh, and make sure the lawyers have those termination papers ready for Monday. Someone's secretary is about to learn what work perks really mean." The city lights blurred as my driver headed toward the private airfield. 15 years of being underestimated, of quiet observation and careful planning were about to pay off. David always said I didn't understand business. On Monday, he'd learned just how wrong he was. After all, I didn't spend $230,000 on wine just to drink it. I did it to celebrate the beginning of his end. The island breeze carried the scent of jasmine as I sat on my private beach, reviewing the weekend's developments on my tablet. David had called 17 times since Saturday morning. I let each one go to voicemail, enjoying the increasing panic in his messages. Honey, where are you? The house staff said you left the country. Please call me back. There are some strange rumors at the office. The last one, left an hour ago, was particularly desperate. Look, Amanda told me there's talk about a major shareholders meeting tomorrow. Please tell me you know nothing about this. I sipped my mimosa, watching my team of lawyers on the video call as they finalized Monday's strategy. Has everything been arranged for tomorrow, Marcus? My lead counsel nodded. Security has been briefed. All board members except David have been privately informed of the ownership change, and he smiled. Amanda's termination papers are ready, along with evidence of her creative expense reporting. Excellent. I forwarded him some screenshots. Add these to her file. Photos from Friday night's office party charged to the company card. Over $50,000 in champagne alone. My phone buzzed again, this time with a text from Sarah. My new hospitality director. You were right about the company's books. Found major discrepancies in event budgets, all approved by David and Amanda. Forward everything to Marcus, I replied. And Sarah, thank you for working the weekend before your official start. Are you kidding? This is better than Netflix. A notification popped up. Amanda's Instagram showed her arriving at David's house, presumably to discuss work. I forwarded this to Marcus too. Let them dig their graves deeper. Mrs. Wilson, Marcus continued, are you sure you want to handle tomorrow personally? We could manage the transition without. No, I set down my glass. I've waited 15 years to see their faces. I'll be there. After finishing the call, I walked along the shoreline, remembering the day I started this plan. It was at another beach during a company retreat 3 years ago. I'd overheard Amanda telling another secretary, God, I can't believe he's still married to her. She's so basic, doesn't understand his world at all. David had laughed. That night, I'd made my first call to Marcus, my old friend from Wharton. Remember how you always said I was wasting my potential? You were right. Help me take everything. Now, watching the sunset paint the sky in shades of revenge, I checked my appearance in my phone's camera. The island air had given me a glow that no amount of Amanda's expensive facials could match. I looked nothing like the basic wife they mocked. My pilot's voice came through the intercom. Mrs. Wilson, the jet is ready whenever you'd like to return. Thank you, James. Let's go home. I have a meeting to prepare for. During the flight, I reviewed the company files one last time. David had been sloppy, confident no one was watching. Expensive business dinners that were actually dates with Amanda. Unauthorized bonuses. Private hotel rooms charged to corporate accounts. He built his empire on charm and others' work, taking credit for innovations from younger employees while rewarding Amanda for other contributions. Landing in the city, I went straight to my penthouse, not the house David thought was our only property. My phone showed 3 more missed calls from him, 2 from Amanda. Your outfit for tomorrow has arrived, my assistant texted, sending a photo of a crisp white power suit, perfect for dismantling a man's world. I slept peacefully that night, dreaming of boardrooms and consequences. At 6 a.m., I was already dressed and ready, watching the sun rise over the city David thought he owned. Sarah texted, security confirms they're both here early in David's office. Together. Perfect. I gathered my files. Start recording. My driver pulled up to corporate headquarters, the building I now owned. The security team nodded respectfully, already briefed on their new boss. In the elevator, I checked my reflection one last time. The woman looking back wasn't the trophy wife they dismissed. She was a CEO who'd played the longest game. Ready to make history? Marcus asked, meeting me on the executive floor. I smiled, hearing David's muffled voice through his office door, probably strategizing with Amanda about the mysterious shareholder meeting. I've been ready for 15 years. I nodded to security, who positioned themselves quietly. Sarah stood ready with her tablet, recording everything for the lawyers. And I, straightening my white suit jacket, prepared to crash my husband's morning meeting. After all, a CEO should properly introduce herself to her employees, even if she has to fire them immediately afterward. I pushed open David's office door without knocking. The scene was exactly what I'd expected. Amanda perched on his desk, her skirt inappropriately high, while David paced in his rumpled clothes from yesterday. They both froze when I entered. David's face cycled through surprise, relief, and then concern at my attire. Honey, what are you doing here? And why are you dressed like I own the place? I smiled, settling into his chair. Funny story about that. Amanda slid off the desk, straightening her skirt. This is a private meeting about urgent business matters. Oh, I know all about your urgent matters, Amanda. I opened my tablet. Like the $23,000 client dinner last month at that private villa in Monaco? Interesting location for a dinner. David's face paled. How did you access the company records? I pressed a button on the intercom. Marcus, Sarah, please join us. They entered with security, transforming the office into an impromptu boardroom. Amanda's perfectly maintained facade cracked as she recognized Sarah. The hostess? What is this? Sarah is our new director of hospitality operations, I corrected. And this is what happens when you underestimate a woman with too much time on her hands. Marcus distributed folders to everyone. Mrs. Wilson now holds majority ownership of Wilson International and all its subsidiaries. The board has already been notified. David collapsed into a chair. That's impossible. I would have known. Would you? I stood walking around the desk. You didn't notice when I started buying shares through shell companies. Didn't question why your investors suddenly changed. Too busy with business dinners to see your own company slipping away. Amanda lunged for her phone. I nodded to Sarah, who smoothly intercepted it. Looking for those photos from Friday night? Don't worry, we've archived everything. The board will love seeing how their executives spend company money. You can't do this, David whispered. I built this company. No, I corrected. You took credit for other people's work while playing boss with your secretary. I spent 3 years reviewing every decision, every innovation you claimed. Did you know Thomas from R&D developed your breakthrough project? The one you got that industry award for? His face reddened. That's not. Thomas starts as our new innovation director next week, with proper credit and compensation. I turned to Amanda. Speaking of compensation, let's discuss your creative expense reports. She backed toward the door, but security blocked her exit. Those were all approved. By your married boyfriend? Yes, we know. I handed her a final folder. This is your termination package. Sign it, and we won't pursue legal action for misappropriating funds. David stood suddenly. Now wait just a minute. Sit down, David. My voice could have frozen champagne. Your position is even more precarious than hers. Marcus stepped forward. Mr. Wilson, given the evidence of financial misconduct and inappropriate relationships with subordinates, the board has approved your immediate removal as CEO. You planned this? He accused, finally understanding. All those nights I thought you were just being a supportive wife. I learned from the best, I replied coldly. You taught me all about pretending to be something I'm not. Amanda was crying now, mascara running. What about our plans? The future you promised? I laughed. Oh, sweetheart, did you really think he'd leave his rich wife for his secretary? Ask his previous assistants how that worked out. Her head snapped toward David. Previous. Security will escort you both out, I continued. Your personal items will be shipped after a thorough audit. As they were led away, David turned back. What happened to you? Nothing happened to me. I just stopped being what you wanted. I straightened his nameplate before dropping it in the trash. Enjoy the rain check on our anniversary dinner. I hear there's a nice restaurant down the street that might be hiring. After they left, Sarah let out a low whistle. That was just the beginning, I said, settling behind my new desk. Marcus, call the board. Time to discuss the company's new direction. I smiled at Sarah. And let's renovate this office. I'm thinking something less overcompensating middle-aged man and more woman who burned the kingdom to claim her crown. Through the window, I watched David and Amanda exit the building, no longer arm in arm, their perfect little world shattered like cheap champagne glasses. My phone buzzed, a message from my pilot. Island House is ready whenever you need a victory retreat. But I wasn't going anywhere. I had an empire to rebuild. After all, success isn't just about getting even. It's about getting everything. And I was just getting started.